everyone, this is Rachel, and I'm here for another episode of Get Sketchy with Christy and Rachel, and this is the sketch we are using today. Now, I had a tough time figuring out who it was from. I just found it on Pinterest. Now, I'm going to be working with the Yuletide collection from Pink Paisley, and I used my silhouette to cut out these two trees with all the scroll work on it, and I'm right now just cutting down this dark gray piece of cardstock that I'm going to be using for my main background, because I am going to border it with a diagonal stripe piece of paper from the Yuletide collection. 99% of this is the Yuletide collection. I do add in some wood veneer from L Studios line of Good Cheer last year, and also this 6x6 piece of paper from the Claus and Company line from Simple Stories. Now, the photo I'm using is different from the photo they're using in the sketch, which is my norm because I usually don't have what they're looking for in sketches. And I am just bordering it with that 6x6 piece of paper, and it's going to be the only photo I use. And 99.9% of the time, I am a big believer that every page needs journaling. When I'm doing what this is a studio shot, it's the one time I don't always do journaling at all. So I get that gutted because I'm not going to waste a diagonal stripe because I love them, and get my ATG around my cardstock, and I'm going to start laying down these pieces that go along with the sketch, and I pre-cut them because I had wanted to see if they would work. So I had cut them out. It's the backside of one of the trees I had cut, and I wanted to see if I could use, I tried to cut them into my paper so that I used the least amount of paper I could. So I wanted to see if the leftovers from where the trees come to a point I would be able to use as my two vertical and horizontal bands of pattern paper, and it did work out. I do end up having to cut the paper, and of course I cut the paper wrong. So it takes me a little while to get it all set up. But before I do that, I am working on what I'm going to put in that upper corner. And I had pre-picked a whole bunch of things from the ephemera pack from the Yuletide collection and just pulled out some things I thought might work. I pulled out those poinsettias, but they're oddly colored, and I didn't particularly care for them with this layout because instead of having brightly colored flowers, they kind of have grayed out flowers. So with working with gray, it didn't work out for me. So I've also pulled those 3 pieces of wood veneer, and those are from the L Studio Good Cheer line. And I've also pulled out these puffy stickers that I will use later on, but I just wanted to see what I had available to me. So I get my photo and all of the papers glued down, and I cut that out because I made a horrible mistake, and it just took me forever to figure out the right configurations for the papers. So I just took that out because, lordy, that was embarrassingly long to put down 2 strips of paper. So I get this transparent frame glued down, and I'm just going to put it right behind the lower right-hand side of my photo. And now I'm taking these transparent snowflakes and getting those laid down. I'm going to try to scatter them in the upper right-hand corner and then down below my photo and kind of around it. And that's going to be what I'm going to use as my main thing besides the wood veneer and then the ornament die cuts. I really like these. I have an issue with transparent things. I never know how to glue them down. I mean, obviously I could staple them down, but because I was using like 10 of them, that would have been weird, I thought. Like, if I'm just stapling like a transparent banner, I'm okay with that. But for some reason, because they were the snowflakes, I don't know, it didn't work out for me. So I'm trying to do things like tuck them under things, and the ones that have the metallic to them, I'm putting glue behind them because it works. And I'm sorry, I have an issue with transparent things. I don't know why. All right, so moving on. I get this December sleigh glued down, and then I'm going to nestle that wood veneer. I'm going to nestle that flare right in the sleigh, and I bought that from a friend of mine who makes them. And this is a very cute old-fashioned little Santa. So I thought that was fun since they're in the photo, they're reading the book "Twas the Night Before Christmas." This is my niece when she was I think right before 5, I believe. And her little friend who he's I've known his mom since we were 11 and 12, and she also knows my niece's mom for like over a decade before this photo was taken. So they're being raised as cousins. So they often have their photos taken together. And so now that that main part is pretty much complete, I add the puffy stickers to it. I'm working now on the upper embellishment cluster, and I've got those 3 ornaments put down, and I've got that Dear Santa flag put down, and now I'm just getting down all of the little transparent things. So I'm doing the same thing that I did down at the bottom, where I'm tucking several of them and then putting the ones that are metallic down. Now, the truth is the glue is going to dry clear, and you would have to look super, super close in order to see that there is glue back there. But it's one of those things that bothers me. You know, everyone has, oh, it's too cream, it's too white. Everyone has that thing that bothers them, and it's no one else is going to notice, but, I'll notice. So I get the last couple of those snowflake puffy stickers glued down. And this is another one where I don't necessarily have an actual title. I do go out and pull out something from the ephemera pack to use, but it's just not, I don't have a specific title. And I'm very sorry that my video cut off at the end. And so here's my final project. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back sometime in the new year with another Get Sketchy with Christy and Rachel. Bye!